Good morning. I'm Karen Hamstra. It's Monday, July 15th, and I'd like to welcome you to Title Talk. I have several new things to show you this morning. First, something a little bit different. We have purchased, looks like 5 new DVDs. They're called binge boxes. For example, this one is called Hole-in-One Binge Box. It has 4 movies inside of it: Caddyshack, Happy Gilmore, The Legend of Bagger Vance, and Tin Cup. And then we have one called 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon that has Footloose, Tremors, Mystic River, A Few Good Men, Sleepers, and Taking Chance. And Movies with a Message is the next one. It includes I Can Only Imagine, The Shack, Bruce Almighty, Hacksaw Ridge, and God's Not Dead. And then we have Not on My Street, Poltergeist, House, The Amityville Horror, and Paranormal Activity. And last but not least, Never Travel with Tom Hanks, Castaway, Captain Phillips, Apollo 13, and Sully. That's a really cute title for that one, Never Travel with Tom Hanks. And we have one new audiobook for adults that I'd like to show you. It is by Nancy Thayer, and Surfside Sisters is the name of that. And as you might guess, that's a beach story. I think that we already talked about that novel, but just to let you know, it will be coming out in audiobook soon. We just need to get a catalog, but that won't take long. Probably by the time you see this, it will be done. We also have one new nonfiction book to show you. We have many more. This just happens to be the only one that I have set aside. It is called The Weather Machine, A Journey Inside the Forecast, and it's supposed to help you understand the weather forecast. Maybe all the meteorologists ought to read this, because they frequently seem to have a few problems with their forecasts. But anyway, it will be on the new bookshelf at 551.63 BLU, since the author's name is Andrew Blum. We have a new mystery called Stone Cold Heart by Kaz Freer. She is the one who had the book Sweet Little Lies, which was quite popular. And so this is about her same detective, DC Kat Kinsella. She is back with the London Metropolitan Police Force, and it's serious business for her and her partner when a young Australian woman shows up dead at a party thrown by their employer. Never a good thing. And we have a new one by probably one of the most famous of the Scandinavian authors. It's called Knife, and you can see that long silver knife blade on the cover. His name, I think it is Jo Nesbø or something like that. Pardon me, sir. It is about his famous detective who is named Harry Hole, and he's in a very bad place. Rakel, the only woman he's ever loved, has kicked him out permanently. He's drinking again. He's been given a chance for a new start with the Oslo police, but it's in the dreaded cold case office. What he wants to be investigating are new cases that he suspects have ties to Svein Finne, the most notorious criminal in Norway. And that guy is free right now. And Harry is certain that he is unreformed and already taken off where he left off. So if you have ever read any of the Harry Hole novels, here's the latest. We have one that is a suspense novel called Bad Axe County by John Galligan. And this sounds pretty interesting. It says 12 years ago, Heidi White's parents were shot to death on their Wisconsin dairy farm, and the police declared it a murder-suicide. Well, now, 12 years later, Heidi is married to the baseball legend, local baseball legend, Harley Kick. So she's Heidi Kick, and she is also the interim sheriff of Bad Axe County, where her parents were murdered, and I think you can probably guess that she takes up the case again. Here is a historical fiction book that has had wonderful reviews, and as far as I know, we have no holds on this book. It's called Dragonfly by Leila Meacham. It is the story of 5 really brave, intrepid Americans who went behind the enemy lines in World War II. I believe it was in, yes, 1942. Their group was called Dragonfly, and they bonded immediately. They took up their false identities and were dropped behind German lines in Paris. They were isolated from one another except for a secret drop box, and they knew that one false move and it could blow the whole thing. So thus began a dramatic cat and mouse game as the spies sought to stay under the radar until a fatal misstep led to the capture and firing squad execution of one. But is everything as it seems, or is this one more elaborate act of spycraft? Read the book and find out. You'll have to read it and find out. Leela Meacham. You can see how her name is spelled, Dragonfly. I would strongly urge you to check that one out. And our last book for this week is called The Toll. This is a horror novel by Sherry Priest. Just to give you a little blurb about that, it says State Road 177 runs along the Suwannee River between Fargo, Georgia, and the Okefenokee Swamp. Drive that route from east to west and you'll cross 6 bridges. Take it from west to east and you might find 7, but you'd better hope not. Titus and Melanie Bell are on their honeymoon and have reservations in the Okefenokee Swamp cabins for a canoeing trip. But shortly before they reach their destination, the road narrows into a rickety bridge with old stone pilings with room for only one car. Much later, Titus wakes up lying in the middle of the road, no bridge in sight. Melanie is missing. When he calls the police, they tell him there is no such bridge on State Road 177. Ooh, what happens next? Come down, check it out, read all about it. Hey, we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.